Hello, Taurus, Gemini. Okay, my friends, let's see what's going on with you today. For those of you who are new, welcome, welcome. Okay, let's see what's going on. Best message is coming out. For those of you who are looking for a personal reading, I do them. All the information is in the description area under every video. And you can also check out my second channel if you're looking for meditation, relaxation, music, guided, however it is, okay? So that's also in the description area. So let's get in here and see what's going on. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone. Best message coming out for this beautiful mid-month. Just a week away from Christmas, so let's see. Taurus, Gemini. Got the devil coming out over here, having some attachments. Let's see why the devil's here. Toxic relationship 100. Got a karmic love scenario going on here. Very toxic, seems very karmic. With the devil, the Two of Cups in reverse to the Lovers. There's a lot of temptation and a lot of it almost feels like there has to be some kind of restraint as well. It could even be that this person, like you're keeping this person at bay, or you try to keep this person at bay, but there could be some kind of really deep, when you have a karmic situation, let's just start there for a second. When you have a karmic situation, the ties are very strong, right? Because most karmics are still a soulmate connection for learning purposes. So you could feel like there's still this seduction, there's still this temptation, even though the chains are thick. So pulling away sometimes is not the easiest thing to do, whether it's you or them, or both of you. Could have been this really deep love connection at first, until the love turns into, it's kind of like the ribbons turn into chains. The ribbons that we have around our wrists move down to our ankles into these chains. Back in the days, they used to bind their love with ribbons around their wrists in certain cultures. So I'm really seeing that ribbon ceremony that ends up in this chained ceremony. So it could be a marriage. It could be what you considered a spiritual marriage of deep connection, but now it just feels like it's more of an attraction, more maybe an addiction. There could be some codependency. And like I said, it doesn't have to be on you so much, Taurus, Gemini, as much as it could be the other person, or it could be merely the two of you together and trying to keep that restraint. So we do see the devil coming out over here. When I do start to see the signs coming up of who it could be, I will bring that out. I'm not, worried about it right now. Right now, there is none that we see. I mean, yes, it could be any of these, but that's not what it is. So this is telling the story. This is telling the story of how we're having a hard time, or I'm having a hard time, however the situation is, in staying away from this situation, trying to manage this. There was this uplifting moods, and then there's a lot of hurts, pains, moodiness within this relationship. So it's highly complicated. There's nothing simple about it. The simple fact is that if this relationship hurts, it's toxic, that's about as simple as that gets, right? The rest is very complicated when it comes down to feelings. So let's see. We'll see what other messages Spirit has besides this one. Just in case it doesn't resonate with you, we'll also look at your money and other potential love scenarios. Other scenarios coming out, period. Delays. Yeah, I think you're just putting this on the back burner right now. I don't think that you know, I think that there might be, like I said, guys, put it where it is, you know, whether it's them coming towards you, however this is. Okay, because whatever it is, it's about whether or not we need to take action to try to restore this love or just leave it in the past because it does hurt. This is not, like I said, a very simple thing. It's been moving very moderate, but I think that you both have taken your own corners to stay away from one another. Because it almost feels like despite everything that goes on within the situation, every time we come back, it ends up the same. It's just a consistent. It's just the karmic trench that becomes the consistency. And I think for many of you, you're just going to stand in your corner and not give this another try. No matter how obsessive, how addictive, how charming this person wants to come back to be, you know that there's also a monster underneath this situation, right? The scenario becomes monstrous. You know, it's a place of yeah. A lot of you are going to get a divorce. A lot of you are married, and that's what we do see, the chains and the ribbons. It does look like there is going to be a divorce. The give and take just cannot succeed. It's done. There's lack of direction. So whether you want to call it a spiritual divorce, or if you just want to call it just a divorce, it doesn't matter. Depends on the person. Breaking the soul contract, right? No matter what. This is definitely a soul contract that needs to break. It's done and run its course. You guys learned what it is you need to learn from the situation. Learn what I will take, what I will not take, how I want to be treated, how things should be. Learning how much to give, not to give. You will know the things that you've learned. You don't always see them right away. In fact, usually when you're in the situation, it's more like, I didn't learn nothing. What were you telling me, No, you did. It could just take a while. How to handle conflicts, how to quickly realize certain situations. It's usually about how I'm going to be treated and what my priorities are. False intentions, falsehoods, lies, dealing with the devil. It's just literally all it is, dealing with the devil. Addictions. A lot of it has to do with addictions for some of you. And for some of you, it might not even be even a person. It might literally be an addiction. Married to the addiction. I can see that too. It might not even be this 100% person. It's learning self-love. I'm learning I don't need this addiction, or it could be 2 in 1, however. I see a lot of marriage, though, in here, in this for a lot of you, it's a soul contract with another person. And it could be ran by addiction. Whether it's alcohol or substance abuse, it doesn't matter. It could just be the addiction of sex as well. Seduction. But there's a heavy energy that goes towards this. But there's also this kind of lighter feeling with I do like the 7 of Cups in this scenario. It gives it this lighter feeling of this is a place where when I do get into my place of this kind of fantasy place of where I want to be, I'm searching for the purpose. The 7 of Cups has a lot to do with searching for purposes. Searching for the purpose of where my wealth is. King of Pentacles, where I'm going to ground myself, searching for the purpose of where the fairness is. The Seven of Cups is sitting on top of the Justice card. It's sitting on top of the, the Six of Pentacles. It's sitting on top, or sitting next to, catty corner from the Six of Pentacles, on top of the Justice, and the King of Pentacles next to it, giving it this idea of this stability, this fairness, this justice for the search of the purpose of what is needed, right? And then bringing out these new, fresh opportunities once I'm open to the understanding of what's going on and really thinking about what is going on around everything else around this situation. Because, this situation's heavy. I mean, it's the main core of the situations. But if you look around and you just sit still for just a second and be able to look around, you can see the fresh opportunities. You can see the new things coming out. Seeing new things, and it could give you this thirst. The Page of Cups has this thirst, right, for new opportunities. Because he's got the curiosity to want something new. And if you sit and you just listen and stay still for just 1 second, right, you can hear the intuitive messages that your higher self is giving to you for your future investments, strengthening your confidence, boosting your clarity, and kind of giving you kind of this thoughtful moment of just this divine overall kind of protection and love that you have built within you that just literally can boost your clarity. You just can completely see, right? And then I love that too, because then it can bring your Gemini clarity in and be able to just cut through all that fog and all that nastiness, right? But I love it because your Taurus is coming out, but then it says, you can bring in that clarity. You can bring in a different kind of grounded energy of mindfulness through that Gemini energy. So this is where you can feel like you're actually kind of rekindling the warmth in yourself. Yeah. Because it's going to feel kind of like your own safe haven of just by chance, of just looking around, right? And it is by chance, because it's just all of a sudden this opportunity pops up, and you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And it could be just to get away from this person, a new job opportunity that brings you out of state, brings you to another city, that you can't say no because it's a lot of money. And then that brings you away from this person, and it's just this new understanding. I mean, that Spirit has a way of removing you from these difficult, situations strangely. It's just about you acting on it, seeing it and acting on it, and realizing what's going on. And for some of you, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to pull you away. You might even have a new love that comes in to pull you out of this situation. I do see this, a new soulmate coming in that distracts you from all of this nonsense, pulling you away into this new adventure, this new, fresh, new place of focus. That way you're not just, it's going to be, it's going to actually be your distraction. That way you're not distracted by the devil. You're going to be distracted with the with the Page of Cups. Whether, like I said, it's this new job, this new person, whatever that distraction is, but it's like heavenly sent. It's saying, I want you to reflect over here. So we call the strategical move of the universe. We see that, though, here with the Five of Swords. Strategy. But they're going to feel butthurt. Definitely they're going to feel butthurt. You're going to take their swords away from them because they're not going to get the attention from you anymore. So there definitely is this place of feeling butthurt. For those of you who are definitely dealing with this, you know, this bully, this person, this, right? Because they're not going to feel like they have the control over you anymore or over this situation. We can't bicker and fight over this or whatever the situation is. But they're definitely not going to have that, and they're not going to get that attention. So, yeah, because your focus is being removed to something else. Wow, 1011, take action. This call to action to move forward. The sooner you get going, the sooner you will accomplish what you set out to do. Those with patience will eventually reap the rewards of their perseverance. Wow. Okay, so Spirit says, yeah, I'm gonna throw this at you, and I want you to take action on this. You'll know what it is. For some of you, you're already in the middle of it. You've already kind of seen it starting to weave itself together. It's very profitable. Whether it's this beautiful investment, it's no matter what, it's going to be an investment. It doesn't matter if it's love, money, career, job. It doesn't matter, because it's going to bring you out of this place into a whole new fresh era. A whole new you. I mean, you know, for some of you might even be rehab, you know. It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. And for some of you, maybe they're going to rehab. Maybe it's them being thrown into rehab and you're pushing them that way because you have something else to do. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone, but I'm just saying there's a lot of different things going on here. But you know what it is, but it's going to end up a very peaceful moment for you. It's divinely set up no matter what. We see that with the 1011. So you guys probably are seeing a lot of ones right now. And I would even guarantee you're seeing a lot of nines. For that, it's like it's the end. You know what I mean? Or 10. You know, like it's 110, 210. The 10 is just the end. I mean, that's the fucking end, right? It's saying it's getting ready because it's here. It's getting ready for ground zero. The zero is the ground zero. It's like you're at ground zero for that fresh new beginning, taking on this fool's journey. And you know, it could even feel like you're in fool's luck. You know? Being thrown into something, and you might even feel like some of these moves that might be taking on feel a little foolish. Like, why would I want to do such a thing? You know what? I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Because it's just wild. It's quirky. It's weird. You know, or it's amazing. But it's also a spiritual awakening. It's also a lifestyle change that's for the purpose. It says right here, lifestyle change and purpose. Do you see that? That is what it is. What did I say? You're looking for the purpose. Searching for that purpose. It's already being handed to you. And like I said, for some of you, in the strangest ways. And you might not even see it that way. Okay? So let's go look at something else. Like I say, whatever it doesn't resonate, just throw it away. It's meant for someone. Take what resonates. You'll know what it is. You always get that aha, like that light bulb went off, and it's like, that's what that is. That's the whole idea. Giving that helping hand. Let's see. Beautiful Taurus, Gemini, career and money. On your way to that lifestyle change. The unexpected. You can't even. Odd jobs and designer. The designer is saying this is the whole new you. Designing this whole new fresh look for you. You're being called to embrace your individuality and express yourself. A career in fashion, art. If you're artistic, you can also look for things like that. Think creatively about your finances. It might be time to uncover some kind of new talent that you might have. Some of you are very artistic. Odd jobs. Consider diversifying your income sources to increase financial stability. A second job, odd jobs. Freedom is more important than financial security. Taking a transition job is okay, even if it doesn't lead to a career. You know, it's kind of funny too, is that, you know, if you got like a side hustle and you have this like second job, that is interesting because let's say you already have a job, but it doesn't keep you away from this person. But if you had a new job, now you're paying attention to something new. Because remember, no matter what, you still have I'm going to say that the overall next message to this situation really is this Seven of Cups, because the Seven of Cups really says this is how you're getting away from this devil. That is it. There's nothing else. It's like, this is where you're being pushed out. The divine says, this is it. This is where I'm pushing you. Yeah. So by having these odd jobs, it's going to be an odd situation, but it's a very unexpected situation. So I think the unexpected probably should be here, because this is going to be unexpected. Get ready for unexpected. I'm just going to say things to come out. And this one even says unexpected financial setbacks. The financial crisis may be beyond your control, but the outcome is still up to you. And then it says tackle things from in advance to prepare for something unexpected. So some of you might even feel like, well, I'm kind of lacking in my job right now. I'm not making the money that I need to make. So you might end up having an odd job coming out. That's going to help in both ways as well. So now it's going to tackle getting away from the devil, and also tackle looking at something different coming along. You have a lot of different things going on around you for the majority of you. This is just a big reassurance that whatever you're tackling, it's about all to take a major spin and turn in a very unexpected way. And it could definitely be within a couple of pillars. It could be within the pillar of definitely healing, money, and love. So, I mean, I really do feel like you could be hitting all three of those pillars. Yeah, unlocking, because you're definitely unlocking. You're unlocking and unleashing. What was once locked is now ready to be opened. I think a lot of you have been praying for some things, though, too, because I've been hearing that, too. What you've prayed for and what you've been wanting to get out of this mess is now coming to light. It's now being justified. It's now being served and justified through the universe. It's like God has heard your prayers and he's now pushing you out of this area. It's not exactly what you expect. I think that some of you may have had an understanding that it's going to be this way, and it's not. It's not that way. And maybe that's, maybe that's going to be the biggest kind of revelation and aha for you, is that because I was looking at it to be this way, and it did a 360 on me, that's why I didn't really see it coming. But really watch that, because it's going to be something that's going to catch your attention. It has to catch your attention. It's just that I think it's just something so different, because it literally says unexpected. And sometimes when we get ourselves into a place, well, I like that though with the devil though too, because that means that the devil could also be too, because this would be making limiting beliefs. Your limiting beliefs are telling you that it has to be this way. And, the devil card also says you could release those limiting beliefs and detach yourself from what you think it has to be, because that means you're taking control over the situation, but too much control because now you think it's going to be this way. We manifest, it doesn't always come out the way we want it to come out, right? In fact, half the time it doesn't. Right? But yeah, it's and then this one's money management. And for those of you who are looking at any kind of property decisions or anything like that, or organizations at work or pro bono type of scenarios, it's kind of like it's going to require some kind of patience, but yet it's worth the outcome. This card may indicate a giant leap forward in your career and finances, but I just see that this is going to be, it could be a lot of pressure, but it's going to be worth it in the ending. Okay, so anybody who's looking at any kind of real estate progress, anything like that, guys, it's going to it's slow, it's steady towards the success, but the roadblocks are becoming clearer. That's what I'm seeing, any roadblocks. See, because they're, unlocking. So you're unlocking all these roadblocks when it comes to that too, okay? So you will feel like you have a little more flexibility when it comes to property management and finances and investing and all those things, okay? And that should help you as well for those of you who are looking for that type of, do I have the green light on my investments? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Just be confident and watch your security, but just remember right now it's slow. It's slow for you right now, okay? Anyways, great reading. Until next time, peace and love, my friends. Bye-bye.